This situation with Raiola is something else, to say the least. I'm looking at some of these comments. What is this username, Dirt Diggler? And why is your profile pic? Wait a minute. Is that Hank? That's Hank Hill, isn't it, off of King of the Hill? Anyways, he writes, people are not talking about this enough. It's the weirdest thing in sports right now, and that got over 2,000 likes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great start to your week. Hope all of you having a great Tuesday. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. I'm sure many of you have heard of Mr. Raiola. If not, allow me to introduce him. He's a former 5-star quarterback who decided to commit and sign with Nebraska, and he is currently the starter there, and he's getting off to a fantastic start. However, with that being said, the past few days, he's been trending on social media for some interesting reasons. I've made a lot of content on this channel, and I've been covering college football for an extremely long time, and I have never seen a situation quite like this. You're going to want to see what's going on there. We also got to talk about two other minor topics, including a Shilo Sanders injury update. Speaking of injuries, another topic we're going to speak on is Leonard, Notre Dame's quarterback. He got banged up a little bit. This is the bread and butter of college football season, which means we got a jam-packed video. Hope you guys are as excited to get into this video as myself. Strap in, buckle up, get you a snack, get you a popcorn, get your favorite meal you like to eat and watch a video, because trust me, I do the same thing. But alright, Matt, blah, blah, shut the crap up, not up for that, do! Let's get into it. First things first, check out this comment that Skeet left on the video we posted only a couple hours ago earlier today. Maybe Diddy party for members only. I'd pay to go. The reason I share this with y'all is because let me know in the comment section if y'all want to see some members only content. I've been thinking about starting that up on the channel. We do have memberships available, but I haven't been pushing it. Maybe during the college football season we do one extra members only video. I don't know. Just something for your train of thought. We're about to get into the football stuff, but I just thought about this. How in the world did we transition over from Matt be great to Matt be bald, and now it's Matt be Diddy? I want to know who started up the Diddy one, because you wild for that. But hey, man, like they say, ain't no party like a Diddy party. All right, let's lock in. Let's get down to business. First things first, on the agenda for tonight's video, where do y'all want to start with this? We'll start with this Leonard injury update, and I just saw this. I didn't even know he got hurt, but apparently he got injured in the loss to Northern Illinois. It's a labrum injury, and it's still looking like he's going to play in the up-and-coming weekend, so I guess you take that with a grain of salt. At this point in time, I don't even think this is a big deal, just due to the fact Leonard's been one of the worst starting quarterbacks in the Power 5. I tell you what, though, old Peyton Thorne at Auburn, he's giving him a run for his money. Not too much more to say about that, just a slight little update that I'll throw in here. Moving along here to our second topic, Shilo Sanders. For those of you who don't know who Shilo is, no, it's not Shadur the quarterback, it's his brother who plays on the defensive side of the ball. He suffered an injury against Nebraska, and he recently had surgery on it, and he's already out. That's great news, love to hear that. Prayers and thoughts go out to him and his entire family. Well, news has just been released that he's expected to return, which really shocked me because this was a forearm injury. They stated he broke his forearm, and I looked it up on Google last night. It says recovering from a broken forearm takes 3 to 6 months. So I don't know how in the world he's expected to return in only 2 to 3 weeks. Or my apologies, that's how many weeks he's going to miss. Still, that's ridiculous. I guess it wasn't that bad. I have no idea because everywhere I looked, it stated if you break your forearm, you're going to miss a couple of months bare minimum. Well, from this report, it's looking like Shiloh's only going to miss a couple of weeks. So that's outstanding news. Wait a minute. Hold on. I just saw this in this post. Deion Sanders noted his son as a very fast healer. All right, man. Come on, Deion. What are we doing? Saying your son is a quote-unquote fast healer, that is the most Deion Sanders thing ever. I hope he was joking when he said that because I can't take that serious. Anyways, getting back on track here, Shilo is a very important part of that awful defense. He is one of the better football players on that team, so they need all the help they can get. Also, too, it'd be nice for him to return so he can improve his draft stock because remember, unless he applies for some medical red shirt and misses the remainder of the season, this is his last and final year. He'll be heading towards the NFL draft, and it will be nice if he can get some more tape and film out there for these NFL teams. He just needs to get healthy and ready to go for the combine because Colorado's not going to do anything this year, and these NFL teams, they don't want to draft a hurt player. I'm pretty sure he'll get drafted. The real million-dollar question is, how high will he go? Best of luck to Shilo there, but moving along here to the main topic of the main encore, the main reason you clicked onto this video. What in the world is going on with Raiola? This situation with Raiola is something else, to say the least. It really started a few weeks ago, but these past couple of days it's amped up even more. People on social media are trying to argue and state that Raiola is trying to be exactly like Patrick Mahomes. And some of his practices, there's pictures of him dressed exactly like him. They look alike, got the same curly hair. And even when he's just walking to class, looks exactly like him. I'm talking about from the hair, the facial hair, the glasses, everything almost. A lot of people think he's doing it on purpose. I'll get to that in just a second. And there's no argument or debate here. He looks exactly like him. They look like twins. I saw this picture the other day, and no lie, I genuinely thought it was Patrick Mahomes. One thing I didn't even think about till the other day is not only are they wearing the same glasses, have the same haircut, etc., etc., but they also wear the same number, 15. And what's even crazier about it is Nebraska has a red uniform, and so does the Chiefs. If that wasn't enough for you, and this put the cherry on top of things for everybody out there, he did the same warm-up routine as Patrick Mahomes before the game. Almost forgot to throw this in there. He's got the same throwing motions where he does that sidearm stuff, similar to Patrick Mahomes. The list goes on, and I've seen a lot of people state, not only is this weird from doing Raiola, it's kind of scary. One of the top comments that everybody's saying he's the Jason Tatum of college football. If you don't know what they're referencing, it's because Jason Tatum's like a wannabe Kobe Bryant. Is it a little weird and cringy? I guess. I think it just depends on your perspective. Somebody said he don't even watch film, he just watches Mahomes videos. It's almost like, dare I say, a little bit of cosplay at this point. I'm looking at some of these comments. What is this username? Dirt Diggler? And why is your profile pic... Wait a minute. Is that Hank? That's Hank Hill, isn't it, off of King of the Hill? Anyways, he writes, people are not talking about this enough. It's the weirdest thing in sports right now, and that got over 2,000 likes. The hair and the appearance is okay with me, but when he did the exact same warm-up hop yell, I cringed a little. There's many more comments I could read, but let me give you my 2 cents. Do I, Matt B. Great, view all this as cringy and weird? Not really. Actually, you know what? Let me do this. The situation is kind of weird, but I don't think Raiola is weird himself. Let me explain. I'll give you a great example. When I was growing up and when I first got into watching college football, one of the biggest names in it, and arguably one of the biggest names in sports at the time, was Tim Tebow. And when Tim Tebow came onto the scene, one of the things that he did that got really popular was he would write Bible verses on his eye black. And at the time, I wore eye black during my baseball games, but I didn't write Bible verses on it. When I saw Tebow do it, though, it inspired me to start doing it from that point on. Was I trying to be like Tim Tebow? I wouldn't say all that. It was more so of, I was like, hey, that's a cool idea. I want to do that. That's the definition of being inspired. He inspired me to do that. The only difference in that situation is, number one, I was a kid at the time, and number two, I didn't look anything like Tebow. What makes all this, I'll just continue to use this word weird, is the fact that Raiola is not a kid anymore, and he also looks identical to Mahomes. I don't really think too much of it, guys, to be honest, because in sports, there's nothing wrong with being inspired or having a role model. If Patrick Mahomes is his role model and he wants to be like him, can you blame him? Look at Mahomes' life. I did do some digging and research, and come to find out, Raiola's trainer also trains Mahomes, so there you go. And I think it's one of those situations where, and we all do this as well, we all fall victim to it, you are who you hang around with. Every single one of you watching this video, you have a group of buddies, and y'all relatively talk the same, act the same, do similar things. If all your buddies you hang out with dress classy and proper, then you're going to dress classy and proper too, more times than not. It's just one of those things where he's molded into a mini Patrick Mahomes, and I don't think it was on purpose, but regardless of how he got there, and people, they think it's weird. I'll let you guys be the judge of it in the comment section. He seems like a great and humble young man, so I'm willing to just chop it up to a coincidence, and it's not the biggest deal. Many more things I could say, wanted off there. I'm curious. Let me know your thoughts down below, but